My brother picks up the telephone and starts dialing my uncle in New Jersey, who's the big Mets fan. The second the last out is made, they rush the field and champagne comes out. His phone's going to ring. It's going to be us rubbing it in his face. My brother was just dialing. And then had his thumb over the last number.
And he pops it foul.
Damn it. Getting one over, and there was a chance to make a play, and I remember thinking, no, I don't want it to end in a foul pop to the catcher. I want it to be classic. I want it to be a strikeout. And when the ball ended in the seats, I thought, great.
Line into left field, base hit for Carter.
I remember Vin Scully saying,
And the Mets are still alive.
I said, yeah, right.
And with 2 out, representing the tying run, Kevin Mitchell. Curveball, and that's going to be hit to center, base hit. And now suddenly with 2 out in the 10th inning, the tying runs are aboard, and Ray Knight will be the batter.
Schiraldi's expression was like me in algebra class when I was called for my homework. My brother kept dialing.
And that's going to be hit into center field, base hit.
What?
Here comes Carter to score, and the Mets refuse to go quietly.
My brother, to his credit, kept dialing each pitch, but you got the sense of, oh shit, something's gonna happen.
He's gonna go to the backstop. Here comes Mitchell to score the tying run.
What happened? What just happened?
And Ray Knight is at second base.
My brother hung up the phone, and there was a sense of, this game's lost.
Oh my God! She really is seeing somebody.
Oh, no.
No, the poor captain.
Is it Ryan Sharkey?
I don't know, I can't see his face. Try to get closer.
Excuse me. Did you just take money from that fountain?
No.
Ma'am?
Well, yeah, I mean...
We were making it even.
Come with me, please.
I just need to get a shot.
I don't want any trouble. Just come with me.
Get the shot. Get the shot.
If I'm not mistaken, Billy Martin sent Bill Lee a purse filled with fish.
Yeah, he sent me a dead mackerel, and I said, if this is one of his illegitimate kids, I don't want to accept the burden.
The reason why he's always been beloved in Boston is he hated the Yankees. And he did well against the Yankees. And he would fight with the Yankees, and he would taunt the Yankees. And that was something that Red Sox fans took to heart, because we hate the Yankees. Bill Lee was the grand buffalo. You also had Bernie Carbo, you had Ferguson Jenkins, you had Jim Willoughby, and basically there were some of the freer thinking, probably drug-taking members of the red-capped, polyester-suited Red Sox. They did things, played music, were loud and obnoxious to basically make Don Zimmer's life hell.
It's very personal. I mean, Bill Lee called him names.
Gerbil. You know, he looks like a gerbil.
Bill Lee later corrected himself. He said he wished he didn't call him the gerbil. He wished he called him the hamster, because the hamsters are the ones with the fatter cheeks. Down the stretch in 1978, he would not pitch Bill Lee against the Yankees.
And pitched Bobby Sproul, who never won a game in the big leagues in that 4th game.
Why in the name of Yahweh was Bobby Sproul pitching in a pennant race?
I was traded on December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day.
They traded Bill Lee, who was one of the best left-handed pitchers in the history of the Red Sox organization, to the Montreal Expos for Stan Pappy.
I still don't know who Stan Pappy is. I mean, if you go to Boston, you can still see on the bricks, who is Stan Pappy? Who is Stan Pappy?
I'm sure at the local bar. You see that guy down there? Stan Pappy. Who? Played in the major leagues. Oh! I mean, anyone who played a game in the major leagues. Oh, that's great. That's great. He was traded to sabotage the Red Sox. Ah, it's not so great. That's not so great.
That's a commodity, man. You can trade that for somebody. You can get some talent back. And they got back Stan Pappy. Stan Pappy comes back to them in that deal.
Stan Pappy. Ah.
And I think you can do sometimes more good thing, doing a sport and doing politics.
I mean, think about who are two political figures that baseball means everything to them. George W. Bush and Fidel Castro. Okay? They could, if you get those two people who are as diametrically opposed as any two people on the planet Earth, and you get them in a room and you say, talk about baseball, chances are they'd have a good time. Now, if that's not a uniter, I don't know what is. I like the occasional moments of absolute, honest emotion that can sometimes seep out through this. My favorite moment in the history of the Oscars was when Lauren Bacall lost the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. That was the prom in Carrie. There was smoke coming out of her ears. That's my Lauren Bacall impersonation. I'm having Oscar anger right now. A film wins. You know it doesn't deserve to win, and you scream, what? And you throw stuff at the screen. There was one year I picked up everything on my table and started chucking it at the screen because Ghost is not a well-written movie. And it won for its writing. The whole time, Swayze's saying, oh, I'd give anything to just touch you once more. But he's picking up the penny, he's typing on the keyboard. Touch Demi Moore, let's go home. I remember when I was watching The English Patient, it dawned on me. This film may not end. You leave for a couple hours, you come back, and he's still in bed. Yep, they're still flying around the desert. She's in a cave. The Baltimore Orioles haven't had a winning season since 1997, but they just made a change that could bring them back to the World Series. Is it an ace pitcher? Is it an all-star slugger? No. The Orioles brought back the Smiling Bird cap. Throughout the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the Orioles were the most consistent winners in all of baseball, even more so than the Yankees. They made 9 trips to the postseason, including 6 World Series appearances and 3 championships. And every time, they had the Smiling Bird. But when the 1980s ended, they changed their cap to this, a boring, sideways, ornithologically correct bird. Why do we need an ornithologically correct bird? What is this, Animal Planet? We're baseball fans. We don't care about accuracy. We spell socks, S-O-X. You may think I'm ranting about nothing, but when the Smiling Bird left, so did the Orioles' winning ways. In the 22 years since they went to this boring hat, they've made the playoffs twice, and they've now had 14 straight losing seasons. Don't mess with animals on hats or uniforms. We've seen this with other teams. The St. Louis Cardinals have had on their uniform 2 little cardinals sitting on a bat. They had that since the 1920s. They won the World Series in the 20s, in the 30s, and in the 40s. But in the 50s, they got rid of the bat with the Cardinals on it. And guess what? They couldn't get back to the World Series. So in the 60s, they put the bat with the Cardinals back on, and they kept winning World Series over and over again right up until this last October. Aha! The Chicago Cubs won the 1907 and 1908 World Series with a little cub on their uniform. They took the cub off for the 1909 season and haven't won the World Series since.
You just blew my mind.
Now, is that a coincidence? Yeah, probably. But why risk it? The first step to becoming a champion is looking like a champion. Now, all the Orioles need is pitching and hitting and fielding. But that's just nitpicking. Welcome back, Smiling Bird. You've been missed.